Welcome back. Thank you for joining us all morning. I have a really exciting interview up next. This is Jason Rose. He is Vice President of Solution Marketing at SAP, a new promotion. Congratulations.
Great. Thanks, Courtney.
To Jason, and we're going to talk a little bit about BI4 and what's next in the BI roadmap. So, can you tell us a little bit about how many customers are on BI4 right now?
Sure. So, over the course of the ramp-up, we actually had around 1,000 downloads of the software. So we've got a number of customers that are playing around with it right now in a variety of different fashions. But we actually have 15 live, fully productive customers on 4.0 right now. And we've been getting some great feedback in terms of some of the early promise of 4.0 in terms of ease of training of users with some of the commonality we've put in across the interfaces, the new multi-source universe capabilities, and some of the other new innovations in 4.0 have been getting some great feedback.
So obviously, and Steve Lucas mentioned it in his keynote yesterday, this was a release that was sort of held up. What were some of the problems, and can you assure customers that they've been remedied?
Sure. So a big part of the quote-unquote hold-up was actually our ramp-up process is a fairly rigorous process by which we fully expect customers to go into complete production. It's not a beta where you put it in, you kind of play around with it. So really what kind of drove the length of the ramp-up process was meeting our key performance indicators, which were 10 live customers, no escalations into red, and having over 50 downloads. So we've obviously got over 1,000 downloads, so we blew the 50 out of the water. We're at 15 live customers, but there were a few issues along the way where we need to make sure that we took customers that were going into production, de-escalated their issues, dealt directly with them via direct link via our ramp-up process into our product organization, and really helped the customers go live. And all of those fixes that we put in actually are fully available as part of the now generally available software. So we were able to take real-world customers, go into production with them, and actually take the learnings from that and translate it into the final GA version.
And the 15 customers, are we talking about sort of half legacy BusinessObjects customers and half SAP customers? Can you give me a sense of the landscape there?
It was a pretty good mix. I think it was about 50-50 between customers running against BW specifically and customers running against a heterogeneous environment.
Can you talk to me too about some of the other popular parts of the suite? I know data services is really popular right now, and Excelsius has been for the last couple of years. Are those still two really of the front runners, and who's kind of coming up the back of that?
Sure. Well, the big granddaddy of them all is obviously Web Intelligence and Crystal Reports. So they've both seen enormous enhancements in 4.0. But really from an up-and-coming perspective, we actually did the world premiere demo yesterday of the upcoming version of Explorer, where we've taken the Exploration Views prototype and we've actually built that in. It's actually a set of features inside the next version of Explorer. And we think that ability to take and lay out your metrics against your kind of Explorer information spaces is going to be just a huge benefit for customers. And then, of course, being able to deliver that all on an iPad and a mobile device is going to be fantastic.
There's been a lot of interest around the mobile strategy here, and we saw a little bit of it yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit more along the roadmap for those lines?
Sure. So there's a number of different things that we're doing from a mobility perspective. One is just more device support, right? So right now we have iOS, so iPhone and iPad support for both Web Intelligence, for Explorer, and for Crystal Reports via Mobi, and our Explorer for the iPad. But we're looking at extending that out to Android devices, onto the RIM OS or the Research in Motion playbook, and even further out into other devices as they come available. And all of that will be coming as part of our upcoming release in the early part of next year.
And Jason, there was a little bit of news yesterday on the Business Analytics blog, the SAP Business Analytics blog, about a new feature pack coming for BI4. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it changes sort of the perception out there for BI 4.1?
Sure. So great question, Courtney. So as many of you may have seen, we've made an announcement, and basically what we've done is we realized originally 4.1 was actually supposed to go into ramp up this month. So with 4.0 just going generally available 3 weeks ago, we felt it would make sense to take the Service Pack 3 release, which we were working on a number of customer fixes in the release, and the 4.1 release, and actually combine them into one code line for our customers to ease their progression through the 4.0 product line. And we're actually going to do that release in the first quarter of 2012. So with the combination of 4.1, the current 4.1, and Service Pack 3 coming together, we've actually renamed that release to be Feature Pack 3, which will be delivered in the first part of 2012.
All right, very interesting. Well, Jason, thank you so much for the update, and thanks for coming on today.
My pleasure, Courtney.
All right, tune in for our next segment. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, good job.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.